Maul, we are back on tour. Tickets are available right now. Rory vs. Maul, the campaign. It's an election year, and we are outside. What's our first city?
We're in Philadelphia, July 25th. Then we're in Detroit, August 22nd, followed by Chicago, August 25th. Then London, September 11th, and September 18th. We're also in London.
Then we're in Toronto on October 17th, Atlanta, November 22nd, and then we are back home for the holidays, New York, December 13th and 14th. We're doubling up in London and New York for a specific reason. The second dates, which would be London, September 18th, New York, December 14th. First time ever, My Karma is Beautiful presents Rory, Maul, and Friends.
Looking forward to this one.
Some live performances. We're still going to pod.
Yeah.
That'll still happen.
Just have some guests.
We're adding some more to this. So tickets available now. NewRoryMaul.com.
New Rory and Maul.
And we are back. Right on schedule, I believe. We missed it. We haven't missed a day in about 3 years.
We haven't? I think we have.
I don't think so. We've had makeup episodes. I want a vacation.
We need a vacation.
Anyways, how are you, Mo?
I'm good. How you feeling, man? I know you've been dealing with some beaches of Normandy, trying to put the baby down.
Yes. Sleep training has not gone the way I thought it was going to go.
It's all right. You'll get it. You'll get the hang of it.
I'm not a U.S. Marine. I've given up.
You got a U.S. Marine haircut.
I'm taking the American flag off
the
mast right now. I'm done.
Okay.
I've given up.
Mara won.
It's going back. Yeah.
She won.
Sleep in the bed with us. It's over.
Fuck it. It is what it is.
I have nothing.
We are joined today by somebody. We've been trying to sit down with this guy for, we sat down with him about a year ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We was on his pod, and so now he's coming to join us today. Very funny guy. Working his ass off, too. Just looked at his schedule last month. Chris, is it Distefano or Distefano?
Distefano.
I'm in New York. I say Stefano.
Distefano, yeah.
Right.
Chrissy, yeah, whatever you want to call me.
Chrissy D.
Call me Chrissy Cophead.
How is that intro compared to people that bring you on stage or like morning radio hosts that have no idea who you are? How did that go?
Who doesn't know who Chris? Who doesn't know who Chris is,
you know what it is? A lot of people can't say my last name.
Yeah.
At all. I'll get Chrissy like
New Yorkers can say your last name.
They could say it.
Yeah.
They could say it. Destalopoulos, I'm like, you're an idiot. I don't even, if I see somebody really struggling now, I just cut them off. I'm like, listen, guy, you don't care. I don't really care. Let me just plug the dates. Why don't you ask me one stupid question that you Googled off my Wikipedia?
Can comedy go too far?
Yeah, all that. Ask me where I got started. Ask me whatever bullshit. Let me plug my dates, and then I'll get out of here. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, your manager didn't send like a list of credits,
bro,
so we just got, he's a funny guy and he works hard.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Let's stop with the fake. Just do it. So I want to go home. None of us want to be here. Right. Let's shut it down.
Yeah.
That's how I live my life now.
Yeah, morning radio doesn't ask podcasters to come on because I guess we're their competition.
Are we though?
I'm mad. Like when we were on the road, we never got to do that circuit of morning radio.
You could do it. You don't want to do it. Why do you want to wake up at 6 a.m. and no? I feel like it's fun. It's fine to do it, but it's a lot of like corporate stuff. It's the same basic questions. I just go in there, whatever they ask me. I just talk about what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm not going to answer your question. Yeah. I'm here to talk about Christ and how it's changed my life.
You're basically the Christian Mike Tyson at the end of a fight. Any question I'm asked, I'm just going to talk about Allah.
Say what I want, and then that's it. Because, at the end of the day, you go through this career, you realize nobody really cares.
Nobody
cares. Nobody's really listening.
No.
Nobody's really important.
No.
It's a beautiful thing to kind of just, I'm 39 years old now, and it's kind of nice to be, it's kind of nice to have given up, but also I'm working hard, but I've also given up. So now it's like, dude,
that's an interesting space to be in.
Duality. I'm right here, bro. I've given up gracefully, but I'm still in the game. I got my whole family, but I don't care at all about anything at all anymore. Bomb them, don't bomb them. Kill whoever you want. I don't give a shit. Let's just get through the day. Like put my kids down. I'm in the same boat as you. Got to get them down to sleep. Got to eat dinner, and then I want to fall asleep watching Better Call Saul. I'm catching up. That's what I'm doing here. People get all bent out of shape with every issue. I don't care what's going on in Australia. My brain hasn't been, we're too connected here. Social media has made me have to think about in a split second what's happening in Europe. I don't care. I'm an ocean away. I care about what's happening on this block in this room right now.
But you were just in Europe, though.
I was just in Europe.
You just did London, Belfast. You had a few dates over there.
Good time over there.
Yeah.
Shout out to people. They don't care either. They're living a different life in the UK. They do not get bent out of shape like we get bent. All the mistakes we make here as a society, they made that 200 years ago. They're like, we still got problems, but like we're not everything is about being like so rich and famous and the most money. Yeah. It's not like that over there. They're just like, hey, like put in a good day's work. Yeah. I respect it.
Yeah. They destroyed the entire world and now they just keep to themselves on that little island.
You got to give it up for European white people. Oh, I mean, they are. I mean, dude, think about how small England was. They took over India. Julian, your people. Yeah. I mean, fucking subjugated like you can't imagine, dude. A little group of people took over. You have a continent and guys that look like us, little island in the middle of nowhere, just came in and said, we'll take it. And you did nothing because the European white is the European historic white was a badass motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm watching Peaky Blinders now.
Good. Yeah.
Second time watching
the new white. This new white. This is not. This is no good. I don't like this new white. We're weak. Yeah. We're scared. Old school colonial white. Big deal.
Our ancestors
big deal white
conquered, and we do absolutely
not
nothing.
Us though.
I can't even conquer bedtime.
Our ancestors look at you and I. We're women to them.
For sure.
You're a woman.
100%.
We would be. I'd be women. We'd have jizz leaking out of our butts.
Not even ancestors. The guy that's still alive in my gene pool.
Let me tell you something. An old school war. Go and conquer India in 1700s. We're from England, dude. I'm playing the band. I got the drums. Yeah. I'm on the drum, maybe, or maybe I'm just with the women. Maybe I'm the guy who's with the women. I'm doing the laundry. I'm making the soldiers bread. Yeah. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't have that in me. You know, I want peace. I love everybody. You can't. You know, this is not what they wanted back then.
No.
Yeah, I'm definitely the pussy version of Mel Gibson in The Patriot. Not the one that was chopping off like all the Native Americans' heads once his son got died. The one that was just like, hey, just let it happen. Take my son.
Yeah. So we're done. Home. We're done now. It's not even about, I think just straight people are done. We're done.
They're trying to get us out.
Yeah. It's not even enough to be black anymore. No. It used to be black. You guys, you could just be black. You can't do that anymore. No. You got to be black at something else now.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to learn another language too.
Learn another language? Yeah. You won't, because you got to be straight.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You're not going to, right?
No.
Got it.
What do you think your extra thing will be?
Extra language?
No, just your extra, like your plus. Because you're black, I guess, Republican. That's your little add-on?
Yeah.
That makes you unique?
Yeah. Well, not anymore.
That's another thing. Yeah, it's not you.
It's more of us than I thought.
It's you, Sleepy Hollow, and Candace Owens.
No. It's a lot of people now.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I think the Republican, I think the vote, the Republicans, Latinos, big time, dude. Puerto Rican. My family's Puerto Rican. They love Donnie T.
The Cubans since McCain.
Here's the thing, dude. White people, we're not that racist. We get a bad rap. Puerto Rican people,
not that racist. But racist though, not that.
Let me tell you something. Yeah. The most wild shit I've ever heard talking about other races is at a Puerto Rican barbecue. Ay, Dios mío. I had to say, no, you can't say that, what you're saying in public. That is not okay. Hey, Junior, that is not okay. Just going off.
Yeah.
Right? But, you know, and Asian people too. Oh, Chinese people hate Japanese. They hate Koreans.
Yeah.
I'm done hearing about the whites being the worst. Well, I'm not saying we're great,
right?
But enough with us. Stop it.
But doesn't that come from the position of power? Because like it's
what power? Do I have
just
power?
Talked about the history of you guys.
200. What am I doing, dude? I took the fucking bus here. What am I doing? If you're going to have a narrative, you got, you know, I just don't want to hear shit regurgitated on TikTok anymore. Yeah. I want you to tell me where I'm on the Q53 coming over here.
I'm not saying you in particular. I'm saying through the historical lens, the position of power has always been
historical whites.
Person.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm saying when it comes to minorities, I think minorities, I'm agreeing with you. I think they're more racist because they're trying to separate themselves. They want to make the other minorities lesser than. Right. You always want to be, I'm better than them, even though we're the same. That's always the case.
Minorities can't be racist, though.
Yes, they can.
We can't be
racist. They can be prejudice, I believe. By
prejudice.
Definition.
Prejudice is a better word.
Yeah,
I respect that.
Can't be racist. No.
Yeah, my uncle married a Cuban woman, and their family by far is the most hateful group I've ever met in my entire life.
Cuban, yeah, they're bad.
They're anything they say, if they came out of Donald Trump's mouth, they would hang him.
They're bad news, baby. Get them all. Yeah.
Get them all.
Get them all. They're bad news. Yeah, dude.
Every single Cuban. All of them. From Daniel Monte down. Besides
the Jewish Cubans. Love them, respect them.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Diversity. It's just like all fake, you know?
Wait, there's Jewish
This guy knows
Cubans?
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah,
fucking-
he knows.
Anytime I need some type of white reassurance, I just look over at Peach. We connect eyes.
yeah,
we
yeah.
don't say a word.
Yeah.
He understands.
Yeah. He looks like a guy from Peaky Blinders. He looks like one of the old school guys at the bar. Yeah.
You had to see him when we was in London. Oh man, he was happy to be home.
This guy, you look like an English hooligan. Yeah. like you're just in the stands yelling, "Fuck you. This is my island." Yeah, dude, your liver is bad. I can tell from here your liver's bad, dude. Which is good though, but you know what? You're living free,
good,
bro.
yeah.
You're living good.
Yeah.
Like
Kidneys
you
failing, but you're good though.
he doesn't care about health and wellness. That's like a regular guy. Like I'm over here like, oh, I have to do yoga.
Yeah.
I'm meditating. What is this guy? This guy, no, dude, he's eating cheeseburgers,
Yeah.
drinking beers. This guy doesn't care if he drops dead at 50. He probably will. Look at it. It doesn't matter. I respect it.
He has to stay in shape every 4 years for the insurrection.
Yeah, dude.
And that's it.
That's it. Then
In between there, just do what the fuck you want.
Julian's like in shape. Dude. He's fucking gay.
Gel in his hair.
Yeah. This guy's like an actual guy. I respect him.
That's a man right there.
That's a man.
That's what
That's
a
a man.
man. Yes, that's a man.
And that's kind of, he has the old school conqueror head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look at his head. It looks like a boulder.
Yeah.
His head's too big. He can't fit into hats. This guy can fit into a regular size hat. Look at his head. That's an old school guy. He doesn't have small heads like us.
that's
Like
a
he's not
throwback.
petite. This guy, he just gets up. He eats whatever he wants. Lard.
Yeah. Lord.
And then that's it, bro. He just walks around like dude, it's great.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, she thinks you're the hottest guy, even though you're not. But she's most attracted to
That's
you,
a man.
even though like we're all better and cleaner. But like he looks at you, and you're just here. You shouldn't be working in technology. Like you're an actual man. You should be. Somebody's told you, somebody messed with you mentally and was like, this is what you need to do. You need to go out there and start beating the shit out of people.
Go
That's
unload
what I
trucks.
want. The NYPD would come in here and be like, give me this fucking guy. Put a fucking stick in his head.
He looks like he doesn't ask questions.
He
just
looks
acts.
like, yeah, dude. They would. You look like you should be recruited.
100%. He has that old school look.
The lunchroom Marines worked on him.
100%, dude.
Oh, the pull-up bar.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. Raw strength. I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, my had years of feminism with my bloodline just shrunk my head.
You got a little baby head.
Yeah.
We're not real guys.
Yeah, I was so happy when the trend of the fitteds went over the ears.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
how I wear every hat.
It doesn't look like, I think like a guy from 200 years ago would look at us. They don't even know what we are. They're like, what is this? This is supposed to be a guy?
Yeah.
It's
bad, dude. We have little dicks now. The guys had way bigger dicks back in the day. It's true.
For sure.
Bigger dicks, bigger balls. We got this guy's got a big dick and balls. I bet. I bet if you guys went on the Patreon, what's his name? Peaches?
Peach.
Peach, you pull this guy.
Peaches?
I guarantee you this guy is the biggest dick and balls out of this whole team. He's a guy. He's an actual guy.
Yeah. You got a burrito in his
He's
pants.
not ticklish. He's not doing any of that.
Unsnip too.
He's not ticklish.
He's not ticklish.
Oh, yeah. No way Peach got
Unsnipped,
circumcised.
not
No
touched.
way he's not circumcised,
No.
bro.
No.
His feet are atrocious. He's like a mess, but this is what women want. They don't want like a guy. He's not taking care of himself.
It's the Tony Soprano.
Yeah,
theory.
dude, it doesn't matter, bro. This is the guy.
Lit
I'm
up.
telling you, dude, this is what we got to do.
Yeah. We need more of that.
That's the blueprint.
But it exists. We're just in our New York City bubble. If you a few exits down to LIE, you're gonna run into a
This guy.
bunch of Peaches.
Yeah.
But yes,
For sure.
This
And
is him.
Staten Island, I mean,
Where's he
past the
from?
ferry, you're gonna
He's from the
get a-
Bronx.
Oh, you're from the Bronx. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Old school.
Yeah.
Old
He's from-
school.
He's from the Bronx and then moved to Kansas like a real fucking man.
Did you?
Yeah.
You're going back, to your people. You migrated there. Because that's where the
Migrated
white,
back.
that's where the whites were going. Your type of white was pushed so far out of New York that you landed in Kansas. You could not. You were like, how far away from the Pride Parade do I have to be with a look like that? And you said, there's no way. And at least you said Kansas is all flat. I can see the gays coming. They can't.
There's no rainbow.
I could see gays and minorities coming, so I'm in Kansas where I can just have the. I understand why you did that.
Holy shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, bro.
So how was Father's Day?
Dude, Father's Day was amazing. Father's Day, good time. I got 3 kids. My daughters made me pancakes. What did we do? And we went up to Chaz Palminteri from Bronx Tale.
Oh, yeah.
Real guy. That's a guy.
That's a man.
Yeah,
That's a
We
man.
went up to Chaz's house.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have to, my daughters play beautiful home. Him and his wife, Chaz's wife, amazing people.
Mhm.
But it's nice to have to play like actually make believe I'm a guy when I'm with Chaz. Because he's all, he doesn't know the real me. He thinks I'm like a guy's guy. So I'm sitting there trying to smoke a cigar. I don't even know how to light it. I'm choking, coughing, blaming it on asthma. Not even that. I was like, I got my lung. I sawed the house in half. So I got sawdust in my lungs. He's like, yeah, respect it. And, have to kind of talk about the things that we got to talk about when really like, I just want to talk about like history or like Christ and my feelings. But with him, I got to be like, it's my girl. I fucking give her a whack, put some sauce on it, but that's not really me. I'm gay. And, and so, but it's fun to be with them, eat so much pasta and cake. Like you just got to eat with him.
He's like, you sit like this in front of him?
No. You sit like this, legs open, balls out, like this, talking about the neighborhood, eating if his wife puts out pasta and food, you eat it. Because if you don't eat it, it's like, well, he's
offensive.
Like, what are you, a fucking girl? You gotta eat the food. And I'm like, I've had, I'm like intermittent fasting. And he's like, nah. So you do that. So you play pretend and it's great. And my daughters get to see me at least like what they were hoping their father would be like. Because right now they see mom. Their mom is the one who builds everything. She's the hands-on. Like, I don't know how to do anything. Or she puts up sheetrock. She installs everything. I kind of just sit there and take care of the kids. I make lemonade. And so at least one day a year when we go up to our good friend Chaz's house, they see dad be a guy. And I think that they want that.
It helps them.
Helps them, man.
Yeah. My girl's been really into the DIY shit. So she's actually, it was cool in the beginning because she'd make like cute shit for the house and like set up the bathroom. Now she's like really learning how to use like electric power tools.
Whoa.
So I come home already demasculated. I do a podcast. I'm bottom of the barrel when it comes to if war happened. And then I walk in and my girl's building shelves.
That's what,
She has a fucking pencil in her ear.
Right.
She has a protractor. I didn't even know those still existed.
Yeah, dude. Wait until we start bringing that stuff into the bedroom. Just get a drill bit in your ass.
Listen, I'm team vibrator, so who knows what's next?
Seriously, dude. She's going to start doing it.
Yeah.
I get it, man. We're a very emasculated generation of men. But you're not like, you're a guy's guy, I feel like.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
From a different
class. No, I can tell. He'd be the best at, if we just put out tools, he'd be the best at using them.
Maul's interesting. He's from that era where he'll get his nails done and painted, but also knows how to operate weaponry with those painted nails.
Right.
So like, you're on the feminine side of the last era.
Yeah.
Right.
You'd still murder somebody without
generation. A little bit.
But
we still had to be a certain
level of guy to kind of fit in. Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting what's happened. But I think like nowadays, man, you're finding guys just doing less and less around the house stuff, and then it's like you start to question, because here's the truth. It's like, I don't know how to build anything, and that's okay to just be a guy who doesn't know how to build anything. But then what happens is then your brain starts to get away from you, and then you start to be like, well, maybe I like cock. Maybe that's what it is.
It's usually the next turn.
Maybe I'm craving cock. And you're probably not. I'm probably not. I'm most likely not. I'm just a straight guy that doesn't know how to build anything because his father was in jail when he should be teaching me how to build stuff. But then with all this therapy, that's the thing now. To me, it's like too much of this. There's too much mental health. You're not all that mentally shut up. Right. You're not all mentally unwell. Some of you are. But not all. You do. You don't have to go to therapy every day. How many times are you going to talk about your problems? You make them too real. It's like, I got to go to a therapist and talk about how it emasculates me that I can't use a hammer and nails. And she's like, well, maybe it's because you enjoy men. And I'm like, no, it's not. It might be that. It's not 100% not that. But I don't think it's that. I actually never thought about it.
I haven't had that thought until now.
Yeah, until you told. Thanks, Dr. Goldman. Now you know what I mean? Now I'm on Grindr. And it's really literally.
Well, you have to do the work.
Yeah.
It's not just about being in the therapy session. You have to go out and do the work. So you have to see if you like dick.
Yeah, which I don't.
Homework.
I don't. Ew. That's what happens every time someone puts their dick in balls. I go, ooey. Ew.
Are you
so
worried?
No, I'm not gay. I go, fine, I'll lick it. Ew.
Are you worried about that with your son? I know he's younger than your daughters, but having your son grow up and not seeing you be that model or whatever the case may be, like a repeated cycle with.
No, not really. I think he's, listen, Drew, he's into video games. So I kind of think like, I mean, that kid can fly a plane. If we were on a JetBlue flight and the pilot died, my son could get in there and land the plane because he knows how to do it on video games.
Yeah.
So I don't think our youth needs they don't need to do this stuff. I know we say that they need to know how to do it. The bottom line is they don't need to know it. They don't even know. My son doesn't even have to learn anything. You just go on ChatGPT and they'll tell you everything.
Yeah.
I hear you, but also like, all right, I live in Jersey City and they're
gay.
Yeah, super. I mean, it's
Indian.
It's trendy now. It's a big Indian community, actually.
Big Indian, dude.
And they're digging up all the pipes now because they're like 150 years old, and they just ignored them, and a sinkhole happened, and they realized, oh fuck, all these pipes are. The next generation, will they be able to fix the pipes?
Probably not, but AI robots will be able to. They'll be able to control the robots that do it.
All right.
And I hate it too, but my kind of thing is like, what am I going to do? This kid doesn't want to do anything. What am I going to do? Hit him?
Yeah.
My dad,
no.
Well, he's lefty. So it's tough to fight a lefty. He's a southpaw. And so, but I'm like, I don't know, man. There's a part of me that's like, just rather like, his mom gets mad. He's always playing video games. I'm like, well, that's what these kids do now though.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's just make him like something with technology and video games. He doesn't want to go outside. So there's nothing. My daughter, my 9-year-old loves being out. She loves playing sports. So I'm like, that one wants to go outside. This one doesn't want to go outside. I mean, how much are we going to force this kid to do something he doesn't want to do?
But it's interesting with that because we had video games growing up, and obviously we love playing video games, but we also love being outside.
Right.
This generation, though, they just don't want to be outside. Like I drove past a couple parks this weekend, and all of the basketball courts was empty, and I was like,
yeah.
Nice day out on the weekend, springtime, all the courts are empty.
Well, because we had basic video games. They have like augmented reality games. So like they can kind of create a better existence for themselves, what they think theoretically on the screen than they can outside. Or they could be like, they cannot be a nerd or not be made fun of in this little area. So they just stay in that area where it's comfortable. They don't get out of the comfort zone.
And video games ended when we were kids. There was a last level.
Yeah.
And they communicate like it's all
they're
all
sexting on there.
Yeah, they can see each other.
Yeah,
it's nothing but racism and horny shit going on.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, it's wild shit.
What does your father think of your parenting techniques?
I don't know really. I feel like he's kind of well, he lives in Tampa now, so we don't see each other that much. But I think that his big thing, especially with my daughters, he wants them to know MMA. He's like, I just want the girls need to know how to defend themselves. The son, whatever. The girls need to know how to defend themselves. So we got them in MMA, but she doesn't want to do it. My 9-year-old doesn't want to do it. But I will say she's learned like arm bars and stuff. And a week ago, her brother was just messing around with her, just whatever, sibling stuff. And she fucking put him in an arm bar quick.
Nice.
And I was like, nice. I like
Sent the video to dad.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, well, I wish I was filming it. But he's, his whole thing is as long as they are not gambling. I'm like, well, they're 9 and 3. So they're not gambling.
Well, that's when it starts.
Yeah. He's like, as long as he was like, you just keep this DraftKings.
Yeah.
That's a slippery slope. I'm like, I don't think she's on DraftKings. Like, I'll let my 9-year-old watch YouTube and he's like, make sure there's no gambling on there. I'm like, there's not.
WNBA now, people are betting.
Oh yeah, I know. The
WNBA.
Clark? Yeah. Look at the bit. I know. We care about women's sports.
I don't think we care. I think we just found something else to argue about. I don't think anyone's really watching these games for the love of the sport.
Hell no.
It's just so we can disagree with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, I kind of feel like too, even, and this could just be me. Like my daughter's like when she was playing for Iowa, like we were watching it, loving it, Caitlin Clark, and my daughter loved it, whatever, because of the hype of it all. But now she's like not watching the WNBA because she's not scoring 50 a game.
Yeah.
She's a very good player.
Yeah.
But she's not like, she's not like LeBron as a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that is transferring with Caitlin and Angel Reese and this new generation of women's players. I think it's transferring a bit. But I just think that the fact that it's the WNBA and then the NBA is such a gap between the two leagues that people are not, they expect the WNBA to just all of a sudden wake up tomorrow and it's on the level of the NBA. And that's not going to happen.
No, the NBA didn't get, most professional sports leagues didn't get like that. Like, all these leagues, the ABA almost beat out the NBA. Nobody cared about the NFL until it, merged. So it's like, you're right. It takes time. The problem is though, I think with the WNBA is now, now it's different, but back in the day, it wasn't men that weren't watching, it was women that weren't watching. The women were not watching. The women were preferring the NBA. So it's like, you can't make someone just want to watch something if it's not entertaining to them. This is entertaining to people now, and I think a lot of the drama is good for the game. And I kind of personally think the WNBA themselves are fueling the drama themselves. It's like what SNL does. They'll make like some, controversial writer or thing, and it's like it's all in-house shit. So you watch the show. It's all like we're all pawns. So it's like I don't even know. I would not even be surprised if they have kind of said for Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark to create this beef or hype it up a little bit.
For sure.
Or, I bet you there's like a ghost writer on the WNBA, Twitter feed, just tweeting out these people, making them mad and then making the rivalry more real. I would not be surprised. It's showmanship.
Yeah, it's entertainment, it's money. I just think that it's good to see players like Caitlin and Angel, Asia Wilson, who's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Those type of players, I think they are doing their part, but I do think the fans need to do more.
Yeah.
People talk about the WNBA level, but I ask people, how many WNBA games have you been to?
Right.
Most people have never been to a WNBA game.
Yeah. I went to one. I didn't even know the Liberty were playing at the Barclays Center. I thought they were still playing at the Garden.
Exactly.
I had no idea.
Exactly.
What the hell was going on?
Yeah,
Remember when they played at Radio City that year?
I do remember that, yeah.
For a whole year or just a game?
I think it was a game.
I mean, maybe it was just a game.
Yeah,
oh, that's
I
crazy.
wasn't paying attention.
They've tried. Listen, they've done things around the WNBA to try to give it that allure. It just hasn't transferred. But what Caitlin is doing, obviously, on a media level, there's more coverage now. Obviously, they just had to switch one of the games to a big arena 2 weeks ago. Sold out. It was like 20,000 tickets. So obviously, players like that are doing their part. But I just think that they just have so much farther to go. They have to pay the women more too.
Right.
Well,
when is the first trans woman coming to play? Like a trans swimmer? When is the first trans woman
that's
coming?
That's going to change the game.
It better be next year's draft. If you want to get the WNBA to the next level, you need to get a trans woman like Leah Thomas on the swim team. You need to get her out there against Caitlin Clark. And then I think it'll start to take off.
Brittany Griner's pretty much there.
But she's
born
a woman.
She was born. I'm talking about. I want to see
the only place I'd want the transgender shit to happen with sports.
Get them in there.
WNBA should get the ass.
Somebody gets dunked on hard.
Yeah.
So
hard.
Like nuts in their face.
Post-op nuts on your head.
Yeah.
Your post-op.
Yeah. Imagine that, getting a post-op fucking teabag.
With the rules, they could still have the equipment there.
No. I want somebody with a post-op pussy coming in there. But diesel.
Yeah.
Like you got testosterone through your veins, buddy. But you have full post-op and you are putting it on people. I want one of your stitches to break open in these girls' eyes. That's what I want. And then we'll start watching for real. Yeah. Obviously, I'm kidding, but it's also like, you're going to watch.
It's like Joanna Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Leah Thomas, the Penn swimmer, male.
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. If that was swimming, we don't care about as even when Michael Phelps was doing it, you care about it for a hot second. Swimming's not that big of a sport here. But if that was the WNBA, it would be nuts.
Yeah.
Imagine you had somebody like Dame Lillard levels talent.
Yeah.
Just coming out like imagine Dame Lillard was like, I'm trans. And then immediately in the WNBA, what would you do?
I think the closest
ticket.
The closest
seriously, I'd be in there front row. Hard.
The closest we had, but the times weren't right, was Dwight Howard. If Dwight got drafted as a rookie right now, I think we may have some hope where he would transition. And
Is he trans?
He
Dwight?
was just gay. He's not trans.
Oh, Dwight Howard's gay.
But I think if he was in a more open environment, he would have explored that. He was hiding being gay for like 20 years.
Make no mistake, there's somebody right now alive that's going to happen in the next 5 years that is transitioning. That is a unbelievable basketball player that will be worthy of the WNBA. That will happen. It's not. It's not. It's statistically impossible.
You mean they'll get to the WNBA without people actually knowing that they're trans?
No, I mean they're going to be open trans. They're going to play on a women's basketball team, like Leah Thomas was on a women's swim team.
Yeah,
and they are going to be drafted into the WNBA. That's what will happen.
It definitely will.
Because the rules have changed. You can't, if Leah Thomas did it in Penn, University of Pennsylvania, you can play on the women's basketball team, of course.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Controversial. It's just the world we live in.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you say that because you kind of can't avoid it because there are always such touch point moments on like a high school collegiate level. Like I saw this video of this transgender woman running an open 400, smoked all the other girls. but the time would have been dead last in the men's heat. But she ended up winning by like a landslide in the open 4. And you can see in the faces of the other women competing, like, this is fucking nonsense. It's like jacked and like 3 times their size.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
But it's like in sports that kind of, like, to your point, fringe on popularity. As soon as this shit happens in like basketball, it's over.
Oh yeah,
that's when the real war.
As soon as people start liking it, it'll definitely switch over. Because I think that person will ball out and get more ratings than Caitlin Clark ever got.
of course they'll break every record Caitlin Clark ever had.
Yeah, so it'll happen. Did you guys see the WNBA Nike commercial that came out, I think last night or 2 nights ago, of the janitor having to clean up the arenas now?
What, because everyone's tampons are falling out?
They cycle together.
I'm kidding.
They're teammates. It's a janitor now that has to do his job, and how upset he is because people are going to WNBA games now.
Mr. Earl.
Mr. Earl's a funny name.
That's a janitor.
Sabrina triple-doubled my workload.
You know they focus group Mr. Earl, too.
Oh, yeah.
10 white people decided his name, for sure.
Asia wins back-to-back chips.
I love a left-handed woman.
Jules scored 28.
She keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Joel drains another 3.
And don't get me started.
So what's this? He's saying women are messy?
No, he's saying that he never had to clean the arena before because no one went to games.
Yeah.
Y'all say it's a good time for women's basketball.
It's bad for Mr. Earl.
I say it's a bad time for Mr. Earl. Real bad.
Oh, I love when a group full of white execs get together in a conference room, put together a commercial.
I kind of like it.
I like that commercial.
I like Mr. Earl.
Yeah.
You think he'll get a spinoff? Like this will be a series?
Hey, that'd be dope.
Mr. Earl's going to get his own shoe for sure.
Oh, yeah.
His
Well,
own
Sabrina
janitor
Ionescu has her own shoe, right? That are kind of dope,
Yeah.
right? That's going to start happening now. Guys are going to start rocking, like, you know, like a WNBA women's
I had
sneaker.
the Cheryl Swoops.
And you like them.
When they
That's
came
the thing with
They was
shoes or
Team
shoes.
Jordan, and
Like,
I had the Cheryl Swoops for sure.
What'd you match them with?
I mean,
you
it
put
was-
together
it
with
was
the
team-
swoops.
They was Team Jordan, so it was
Okay.
a Jordan sneaker.
Got you.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I'm interested. You know, I mean, the Angel, you hear I see a lot of people comment, we wouldn't even know who Angel Reese is if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark. And maybe that's true, but it's also like everybody, like Caitlin Clark exists, but then the nemesis exists too, right?
Absolutely.
Like, and, or, you know,
both.
you need it all.
Yeah.
Like everybody, you know, like we're all pieces of the pie here.
Mhm.
So I do think though that the media, for whatever reason, has hyped up Caitlin. She is amazing, but it's like, did she break, like how much did she break these records? Like, was she the best women's college basketball player by a landslide? Like no one's been close to her stats?
I don't know if it was a landslide, but definitely in the last decade, by far the best.
She's the
that we've
best
seen,
one,
yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it is a thing too, where it's like, you know, you saw this with like, you know, like the media can choose to make a story big and then we all just follow. But it may not be that big of a deal when you break it down. But I didn't know like what her actual stats were.
I don't put, see, this goes back to, and it's just me. Just because you hold all of these stats, you're obviously a great player. But when you say the greatest women's college player, I don't know if just because she holds all of these stats that automatically makes her that. Maybe she played more years.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe she, played more games. There's
a million factors.
The offense was built differently. She's still a great player. Like,
Right.
Caitlin Clark is a great player. But am I ready to say she's a greater college player than Cheryl Miller?
Yeah, did she score like 100 in a game?
I can't say that. Like, I can't put her above like somebody like Cheryl Miller.
Yeah.
But that's not very fit. College is weird with that. Like Kevin Durant played 1 year. He probably would have went on to be the greatest college player.
Kyrie played 5 games.
Yeah. So
Did he only play
I think
5
it's unfair
games?
It
to
was
do
like
that
5,
college.
6 games at Duke.
Then I was
If
like
that.
12.
What, because he got hurt?
Yeah, he got hurt.
immediately.
He came back in the tournament.
All right.
He played like 6 full games, if that.
Yeah.
He played. I think he played like 11 to 12. And he was. He was the first player that Coach K gave a scholarship to that knew he was only playing 1 year.
Right.
Coach K doesn't give scholarships. To
11
guys
total games.
11
Crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah. So,
Average 17 and a half, 3.5 boards.
and Coach
4.5
K knew he
assists.
was only playing 1 year.
1
And
year,
still
that's
gave him a
it.
college. Still gave him a scholarship. He was just that good.
Yeah. Oh, with a toe injury.
I think with the women's that I
Took out
I
Shaq.
enjoy is there's no rush for them to go to the WNBA.
Mhm.
So the story, like what we saw with Caitlin since her sophomore year, they can build the narrative, follow the story, follow the progress over 4 years in college. I think it's kind of what ruined, for me at least, the collegiate basketball on the men's side, because it's just I can't invest in this team if all the stars are gone after their freshman year.
Once they rearrange the Big East, I was out
Oh, it's
with college basketball.
Yeah,
Once,
yeah.
like, I was like, "What? Who's the Big East now?"
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like Oregon. Like how?
No, shut up.
It's
I was like, I'm done with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm done. You
Yeah.
know, I don't mind the college kids making money though.
Yeah, no,
I
I
think
think
no problem with
that'll
that at
keep
all.
them
that's great.
close, especially with what we're talking about with kids being online video games. Bronny could be an influencer for the rest of his life and get paid
Sure.
for college basketball. The NBA is not a priority for every single kid.
No.
So yeah, they're gonna stay for 4 years when you get paid. Plus, you can make money on your Instagram, fucking stream, anything you want to do.
And
I'm not going straight to the league. I'll actually develop my game for 4 years and still get paid.
And it incentivizes education more to me. It's like you're going to stay for 4 years,
I mean,
make the money, and then you get at least you get a degree. You stay in school a little bit.
We know athletes go to class all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's a higher chance if you're there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't mind it at all. My dad would like argue with me tooth and nail. I was like, it's a disgrace. I'm like, you're like an old guy.
Yeah.
You played college ball. How much do you think
Division III, it's
your
like-
net worth would be if you could get paid?
I was Division III college
Tell me your
basketball
net worth.
player.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I really
Could have got a
think
meal plan covered.
yeah. I honestly think being Division III, I think I would get $1,000 a month. That's what I think I could make, a G a month.
That's confidence.
Yeah.
I think you're overselling yourself.
You think, dude? Division III. We played this
The
school
local
Web,
pizzeria maybe would sponsor.
dude. We played Webb Institute one year. They had a girl on the other team that I had to guard, and so
Leah Thomas.
dude, division. But this was like in 2003 when it was like it was an actual, just like a regular biological woman.
Yeah.
that was just on the team because they didn't have enough bodies. And so like I cannot. I would think, yeah, you're right, dude. Maybe $100 a month.
But it has to. But it's the thing.
Before taxes.
Yeah.
If you go to a big school, D1 like a Duke,
Yeah.
and you walk into a game in an arena, a home game, and the entire student body has on your jersey,
Yes.
and you know they paid for that at the student store,
Mhm.
and you don't get nothing from that.
Mhm.
That's crazy to think that player is going to be out on that court and be like,
Yeah.
my mom is struggling back home working.
Getting a college education.
I agree. Also, like how many of these kids, they have a great freshman, sophomore, even junior years, they get hurt, they don't get
Yeah.
drafted,
Yeah.
or they fall off because the freshman, comes in and takes their position, and it's just the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Getting drafted in the end, it's casting. It's
Yeah.
not even like the best. It's not even like the 25 or 30 best players get drafted. It's
Yeah.
a casting call. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like you may make it, you may not. Sometimes it has nothing to do with talent. So my thing is like you said, it's like, these kids are busting their ass especially if they come from a family where like they don't have much money. Pay these guys while they're making money for the school now.
Yeah.
Just in case. And I respect it. I mean, people that don't understand it, I'm like, what don't you how can you pay a coach $10 million a year and the kids get nothing?
Right.
That's impossible.
That
Then
doesn't
the
make
coach
sense.
shouldn't make anything either.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, give them
So-
a college education.
Yeah.
They
That's
can get a
which is-
degree in coaching.
Which is nothing, dude.
Are you into streaming yet? Did you start streaming?
No, I know I should, but I'm just got to that age where I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wish I was a few months even if I was a few months younger, I would have gotten into it. But it's one of those things where I've kind of now reached that age where I like what I like. I want to do it the way I want to do it. Even if I'm going to lose money, I don't have the energy to come in here and learn anything new. I don't want to do that at all, which sucks because I probably could be way ahead in my career, but I just don't want to do it at all.
Yeah.
Like I don't even type.
Yeah.
I just write everything down. I have a pen and paper.
I just don't a friend of mine had called me, and he's a little older than us, and he was like, "Yo, did you watch the Kai Cenat Kevin Hart stream?" I was like, first of all, you asking me that is just crazy because why are you watching it? And he was like, "Yo, it's like 9 hours long. Like every day I'm just taking an hour and watching." He was like, "You gotta watch it. It's the funniest shit." And I'm like, "Really?"
No, thanks.
I just don't have that much free time.
But he's watching it like it's an episodic type of like he's doing an hour a day type of thing.
I don't want to have a live look into this guy's bedroom. Like I'm not, you know
That's
what I mean?
the thing
It's
I don't
kinda
understand.
weird.
It's like, what are y'all looking at? Like, okay, he's in his basement. He's having some celebrity friends over, and they're cracking jokes and they're pranking each other and things like.
Yeah.
For 9 hours.
Yeah. And I get it. I totally get it. It's the way of the future. I get that's where the money is. I respectfully don't care. I respectfully don't. It's not something I'll ever care about ever. I'm never going to watch you stream. And again, I know that's where, that's where it's lit, whatever. Great.
Yeah.
Good for you. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm done. You should have caught me a year ago.
Yeah.
Should have caught me a year ago. I would have been in. I would have been influenced.
Yeah.
Now I'm setting something's happened. I've put my feet down. Like the cement has dried for me. I'm like, this is how I'll never change my way of thinking. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
You could show me evidence that how I was thinking was radically wrong. I'm like, you know what, man? Maybe if I'll get reincarnated, maybe I'll change. It takes too much work at this point to just change.
You're
I'm
officially a white father.
I'm setting my ways, baby.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I'm a Latino father.
Pardon, I'm sorry.
I am raising Latino children. Yes.
What's the struggle of raising the Latino children?
Latino. I mean, everybody's speaking a different language.
Do you finally see the world through minority eyes?
Yeah, 100%.
You have to.
100%.
You know what the struggle is like now.
Yes. my Latino
Are you
children.
scared for your safety every day?
Every single day, I'm scared for my safety on Staten Island.
Well, if anyone Latino had to be scared in New York City, it would be in Staten Island.
100%.
Yeah.
What you just said reminded me of a quote from Keanu Reeves where he was like,
weird that you had
fucking ad blockers in the way. But he said something along the lines of, I'm at the stage of my life where I stay out of discussions. Even if you say 1 + 1 is 5, you're right. Have fun.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less, which I know is crazy because I have a podcast and I'm a comedian. I'm supposed to have opinions.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, like, you can tell me anything. And I'm just like, I really, dude, I don't fucking care. I'm in my intermittent fasting window. I can eat in a few hours. I'm thinking about food. I just want to make sure. I want to push my kids in the swing.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. You have a lot of time on your hands. Yeah, I get. Yes. Injustice. Yes. Absolutely, God. I mean, it's fucking welcome to being a human being.
Yeah.
We all got shit.
It just gets exhausting when you're met with some issue that you have no idea about. You have the history of it, no clue, and now you're forced to have an opinion or look at it and tell the world how you feel.
Could you imagine me?
It's exhausting.
Me, I'm a white guy. I grew up in fucking Queens, Brooklyn. Could you imagine me having any opinion on Palestine or Israel at all?
Queens,
do
Brooklyn.
Do you even think I know where it is? Good for you. And you want me to comment publicly on my Instagram? Guy, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
You went to many bat mitzvahs, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. You grow up. I was Catholic, right? I grew up in New York City. I think the most amount of Jewish people outside of Israel in New York City. I did not meet or befriend my first Jewish friend till I was 23 years old in graduate school, because you're isolated. Even though New York's a melting pot, you get isolated with it. Like, nobody was Jewish on my block.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I knew Puerto Ricans, I knew Polish kids. There was 1 or 2 black families and Chinese. That was my block. No Jewish.
Yeah.
So I knew all the other stuff.
You guys ran them out.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Maybe they were. I know my block was full German. And so Heide Schweine. And so
the history of Ridgewood, if we want to get into it.
It actually is. German. It actually is a fucking
no, I know.
Bro, you actually want to know something wild? So it was an old school German neighborhood, right? My mother is German. So old school German neighborhood. But I grew up across the street, old guy, cross the street, and my grandfather fought in World War II. And he was always talking to this dude. Always, right? They were buddies. And then he died, like when I was a little kid. And then I remember I was a few years after, I was maybe a teenager, and I mentioned him to like my mom, and she was like, yeah, I was like, and that was like Gramps' best friend. She's like, well, I wouldn't say best friend. They later on in life became friends. And I was like, well, they would talk all the time and talk war stories. She goes, yeah, war stories. I was like, yeah, war stories. Were they in the war together? She was like, they were at the war, in the war at the same time. And I'm like, were they in like the same battalion? She was like, he was a Nazi. And I was like, wait a minute. That guy that my grandpa would have coffee and bagel with every day was a Nazi?
No locks.
She goes, yes, he fought with the Nazis and he lived across the street from us. And I was like, oh, I never knew that. And then, because she was saying, though, she explained, she was like, but he was one of the, like, it was like known. Because a big thing with the Nazis was he fought for Nazi Germany, but he was gun to his head. He had to. The German army, they took over his town. They were like, either we kill you and your family right now, you put on the uniform. Right. So he wasn't like a fucking Holocaust SS Nazi. Yeah. He was like, I don't want to do this.
German army was called Nazi at one point. He was just in the German army.
There was, he was just a German citizen that had he was either kill or I have to do this. Right. So that's why I guess my grandfather was friendly with them. But
that's more common than people think. There's a documentary, I forgot the name of it, but about this nice old gentleman that was in the community for years, and then the CIA like raided his house when he was like 80
Something
years
with
old.
the devil, right?
Yes.
The devil something.
And
yeah.
he was like one of the main...
The devil next door.
Yes, one of the main Nazis throughout the entire thing. Holocaust, like Hitler's right-hand man.
Yep.
And was just chilling in the community for like 40 years. Just like the nice old guy that you know.
Right.
CIA, Homeland Security, raids the house, and he goes on trial for like the most heinous war crimes you've ever heard.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just your man's next door. Like,
That's wild.
Yeah, if you were in the SS, like the Nazi, then you were a bad dude. Then you were like Hitler's like people, like guards in the Holocaust.
Yeah, you ended up in Argentina now.
Exactly. But if you were just like a guy in the German army, maybe you had those feelings, of course, but there could have been a possibility where you were like, hey man, I don't want to do this either.
Yeah.
They were just like, we will kill you or you put the uniform on. That's, the draft came back.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I wanted to fact check it because I saw it
this week
on a blog.
The House of Representatives.
But it's not really the draft, though.
The House of Representatives passed a measure on Friday automatically registering men age 18 to 26 for selective service.
I mean,
that's where Peaches comes in.
Yeah,
dude.
this could solve
Peaches
our
has
problem.
got fucking frontline head.
Yeah.
You are front of the line coming out. Could you imagine him like with an axe, like a Viking, like just an axe? I'd be like, yeah, dude, take my wife, kids, shit on my chest.
He's a sniper's dream, though.
Yeah.
That's the only issue.
Yeah, you can hit that from 300 miles away. You know who Peeje reminds me of? Remember the guy in Full Metal Jacket that went crazy?
Yes.
Yeah. That's Peeje.
That's him.
That's Peeje.
That's it. Yeah, that's a good. They called him Pyle, right? Wasn't he Pyle? He kept calling him Pyle.
I forgot what his name was, but that's
was it Gomer
definitely
Pyle?
Peeje.
Do you believe you look like him? No.
It's him.
He wants to go back to Kansas.
But this draft could solve our problem of us weak men of this generation.
Well, I think
Let's force them to go to war.
Well, it would target Gen Z, so we get
we're
pretty
fucked. Our
probably
generation's
cool
fucked.
footage from the battlefield. In terms
Yeah,
of
exactly.
TikToks.
The edits would be nuts.
Get ready with me to get my head blown off.
Yeah.
Get ready with me.
It's hilarious. But now here's the thing: is it just males?
unboxing
Is it
video.
just
It's
men?
only men, which there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's not very inclusive.
It's not
U.S.
inclusive.
citizens and male immigrants.
And male immigrants.
That's where it gets interesting with this whole open the borders, let the immigrants in.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, if you look like history, like
Oh wow, look at this. Hold
What do
on,
we got?
sorry. This caveat: transgender people who were assigned male at birth are eligible.
interesting.
Oh, yeah, so
So,
you
if you went
can't
through the full
transgender.
surgery,
Can't transgender your way out of this law.
interesting. So if you're a male at birth,
Yes,
you're in.
regardless.
Nice.
Interesting.
So Mrs. Rosewood at the box in London, if he was 18 to 25, he would have to.
Yeah, thankfully he's 70 and shoving shit in his ass or her ass.
Yeah, he
So
just missed it.
I feel like those are the type of people you might need in war.
Right.
In a foxhole, I think
that's
she'd
like
come through.
Shane's bit about the dog general. Just,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I want that guy.
Yeah. Be terrified.
Just deleting villages.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. It kind of feels like though, if they're coming back with this draft, they know it's about to pop off.
Oh, yeah.
I would
Like
think so.
they're really, maybe they don't know, because sometimes I think we give the government too much credit, where it's like it is just a group of people. They definitely know a lot more than we do, 100%.
Yeah.
But like this whole conspiracy of we never landed on the moon, it's like you're giving human beings way too much credit here. It's like you can't. But when the draft thing, they might be like, hey man, we are very, very close to like the brink of this, so we got to be prepared. Which is crazy though. It's like, why do you need manpower in today's wars? Like, all you need is
just
bombs.
hit the button.
That's it, bro. Because I think if we got rid of all the nukes, then you would go back to like a land. Like then it's like the army's back. I think the nukes protect us a lot more than we think.
Yeah.
100%.
You know?
We should just go back to the gentleman's game. Stand in a line, fire, reload, fire. Who's ever
A
left
duel.
standing? Yeah,
Have a
that's
duel.
it.
I like
Get
that.
some drums, a flute.
Yeah,
Good to go.
that's it.
It's man's war.
Yeah,
Man's war.
old school gun.
You want a musket?
Yeah, dude.
Doing that with AR-15s would be hilarious.
Wild.
That'd
right?
be the best Squid Game ever.
Yeah.
Let's do Civil War style army, but with AR-15s.
Oh my god.
Who can reload faster?
No worrying mouth.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. This year has gone so quickly. We are already at the halfway point, so I think it is important to sit down and reflect on all your accomplishments over the last 6 months. That way you can make some adjustments for the rest of the year. Therapy can help you take stock of your progress and set achievable goals for the next 6 months. Just recently, my therapist encouraged me to take myself out on a date and celebrate myself, which was so fulfilling, and it really helped me reflect on what I needed to do for the rest of the year. So celebrate yourself, especially at the halfway point. It's extremely important. But If you're starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designated to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Take a moment, visit betterhelp.com/RoryMall today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/RoryMall. And let's also celebrate Men's Mental Health Month with BetterHelp and get back to the show.
You've got mail.
Julian, do we have voicemails?
We do. I have a couple fun ones here for Chris, so let's just jump right in here.
Yeah, I feel like these could go for a while, so let's start early on our voicemails today.
Yo, what's up, y'all? My name is Adrian. First time on the Patreon, but I say what's up. I'm from Jacksonville. I'm 23. But I want y'all opinion on something. So I got a homeboy I'm kind of like low-key at odds with right now. And it's over some stupid shit to me. But basically, right now, I'm kind of like in between spots because my lease ended a month ago. So right now, I'm at a friend's crib. But they told me, yo, I need to be out by next Thursday. She got family that need help too and shit. So I respect it or whatever. But basically, a homeboy, he got an apartment. And before he got it, he was like, yo, when I get it, I can move in. You know what I'm saying? Stack money up and be out, right? I was like, all right, bet, appreciate you, love you, type shit, right? And then he gets in the apartment. He's like, you know what? Nah, I want you in here. You can't live here. He had the third, like, you did it before. Go figure it out by yourself. Go figure it out. This ain't the third, right? So I'm like, all right, damn. So you know what I'm saying? I found the spot, the spot I'm in now. So, you know, I got the news yesterday. I have to be out by next week. So I hit him again. I'm like, yo, brother, like, I need somewhere to stay and shit, right? And he's like, I'm going to think about it. And then he hung up on me. So I texted him, like, yo, bro, like, please let me know before.
He gave you an answer,
let me know
sir.
before I have to start applying the spots, you know, start wasting money and shit. Hasn't responded, right? And, like, now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of want to cut him off for real because it's like, you know, we supposed to be brothers. You know what I'm saying? He talks to his brother, says he loves me and shit. And it's like, we be brothers, you know what I'm saying? You would rather have me out on the street?
Yeah.
But, let me know what y'all think.
Yeah, he said we're supposed to be brothers. You said you love me and shit.
But what you're paying for Patreon is hilarious.
He's not telling us the full story. How does a friend go from you can stay here, and then once you're staying there, say, nah, you can't stay.
Go figure it out yourself.
Yeah, he's doing something.
He did something disgusting.
He's fucking up. Yeah, he's fucking up the apartment. Something.
Yeah. Because you wouldn't just cut your boy off.
No.
Is it his actual brother or is his boy?
No,
I think it's his brother and the black
close
people.
friends. Yeah. Yeah, bro. I mean,
he definitely got caught beating off or something in the house,
bro.
Like,
and then why is the new spot telling him he has to leave?
that's what.
Yeah,
he's in a new spot and they're telling him the same thing. Like, yo, you got like.
Well, I think that was a temporary lease thing. He was like, okay, I'll go here for like a month or two until I'm allowed to be back in your spot.
Yeah, bro. My advice is stop doing whatever it is you're not telling us you're doing.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing
bugs?
that you're leaving out a key piece of information.
Yeah.
So you know what that is.
Yeah.
And if you just stop doing that,
you'll be.
I mean, bro, how do you get turned away from two places?
Yeah.
Well, anyone that tells a 15-second story in a minute 30 is full of shit. Like, he could have told that from gate.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm on my ass. My friend won't let me stay. He said I can stay.
Yeah, he did something. He did something to his boy.
Yeah, you keep saying this, that, and the third. We need to know what the third is.
Yeah.
What's the third? Because
we know
that's
what
the
this and that
reason.
is. Yeah.
Yes, that's the reason why you're not getting the apartment, buddy. Figure out what the third is.
Yeah, and then come up with your third of the rent.
Yeah, seriously. Exactly.
That's what you gotta do. Come up with your third, because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like he not paying that rent.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
Well, maybe he's nasty. I don't know what he could be doing.
But I mean, I've seen shit hoarders. You can't. He's not nasty than that. But the hoarders, at least they're paying their bills.
Right.
You got a bunch of shit in there, but the landlord doesn't give a fuck as long as you're paying your rent. Like,
Chris, I've heard stories of like early comics moving into like a 1-bedroom and trying to make it a 3-bedroom. Did you ever have to do that? I know you're from here, but did that ever happen?
No, see, that's the blessing.
Chris is a Nepo comedian.
Yeah, bro.
Born into money.
Always had a roof.
Well, born into New York. I always say like that's the first break I ever got in this business. I was born in New York. I didn't have to like pick up my bags and leave my hometown. I took the F train 7 stops, bro. I got off at Delancey, and if it didn't work, I just went back home to my mom's house.
There was food and everything.
Yeah, bro. It's like I did not take a big risk like at all.
You just
trying this career.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't give a shit. Then it
I
doesn't
went
work.
to 1515 Broadway for the day.
Dude, I'll just go home.
Yeah.
And so I never had to do that. But going into some comedians' apartments that went on to do like good things now. I mean, dude, disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Bro, forgot what this comic's name was, but a bunch of those guys were living together and he was living his spot. He was paying like $150 a month. He was living in the bathtub. So he would put down some type of padding, and he just slept in the bathtub. And then when you had to get up for work,
he had to wake up.
He had to wake up and then take a shower and then dry it off, and then he'd go back in the bathtub and sleep or get up for the day. Like I was like, dude, just quit comedy.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why are you living like this?
Yeah.
But I've seen that, but I thankfully never had to do it. But comics at large are truly, truly, truly disgusting.
I know
people.
Soder had like an insane living situation.
Dude, yeah, he was like running a hostel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was running.
Yeah. It's part of the journey though.
Yeah. It got pretty wild. Listen, dude, when you open mic comic, when you'll do anything to make it, I get it. But yeah, 5 guys in a 1 bedroom, that's too much.
No, did it take one big check to get out of your mom's house?
What was it that finally got me out? No, girlfriend. I got a girlfriend, and she was like,
you can't fuck me here.
She was like, yeah, it's weird that you're 28 years old, and like you still, not only do you still live with your mom, you still are in the same bedroom you grew up in with what looks like the same sheets, the same, I had borders, like Yankees, like borders all over my room. So she was like, I can't like kind of do this. I can't.
Like the '99 World Series.
Yeah, she was like, I'm done. Like you trying to quietly have sex with me on the floor so your mom doesn't hear. Yeah. Like I don't want to. So we got a place. And then we broke up like 3 months later. But at least I got out of the house. And then, I got out when I was 27, 28. Huh?
Who got the lease?
She, girls get, it doesn't matter.
So then you ended up in the bathtub.
That's what I did. No, I actually wound up back at my mother's house. And then I moved. Then I did move in with comics. Annie Letterman and Nick Turner. We lived together for a while. And then I finally got on Guy Code MTV, and then I started to make some money, and then I got my own place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Worst purchase?
Worst purchase?
With the Guy Code check.
Well, the Guy Code wasn't any real fucking money. It's like, that was like nothing. The worst purchase I ever did. So the stupidest thing I ever did is I got into like a big fight with like my, current lady. We have family together, whatever. Got into a humongous fight, moved out, right? Like this was like a fight that would like, I was being dramatic and she was being dramatic, but I like literally like moved out. I was like living with my family in this apartment we were renting, moved out and rented another apartment. And then the fight was over like a week later. So then I was stuck with a 12-month lease that I could not get out of. So I had 2 apartments, but I was like in a happy, loving relationship. Yeah. But then I just had this other apartment. So I found a comic to sublet it illegally for like 3 months, but then he moved to LA. So I had to pay 8 months of like a luxury dope apartment for no reason at all. Like I completely wasted the money just because I thought, and this was also stupid. This was the first year I ever made money where I did not understand that taxes are a real thing. So I thought you gave me a check for, 20 grand, whatever. I got 20 grand. It's like, no. So then it got to the point where I didn't have enough money in my bank account to pay the taxes. So I had to file extension after extension, and I'm paying this apartment. So I was like getting recognized like in the streets selling tickets, not having like literally like negative money. Like I had negative income in like 2017. And so now I've gotten like smart. Now I just like, I like live within my means. I like invest everything. And in my head now, if you gave me a check for like 10 grand, I would know that I'm only bringing $3,000 of that money back to my family. It's managers, agents, taxes. 70% of my money is just gone. It's the way it is. And I've just accepted it and dealt with it. And I'm like, on paper, I'm fucking balling. But net, no, sir. No, sir. You live in a 2-floor walk up. Thank you.
Yeah,
for sure.
You take the stairs, buddy.
I'm still on a payment plan from 2020.
Yeah.
I extended last year's taxes. I'm gonna extend until I die, probably.
Yeah,
just
dude.
Put that debt on my daughter.
Yeah, bro.
Generational debt.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
Yeah, bro. That's the American got to inherit it.
That's the American way.
Yeah.
You got another voicemail?
Yeah, let's do it. I figured it's a room full of men. Let's give a lesbian some advice on how to pick up women.
I mean, naturally, we would be the ones.
Hey, Rory, I'm a big fan of the pod. Y'all really get me through the work week. My question is, how do y'all approach a baddie? And so for context, I'm from a small conservative town in the South. I came out in 2020, and I recently moved to the DMV. It was Pride Month, so I was in DC at a gay club, and there's this beautiful, gorgeous woman there. She's there with her friend having a good time. It's a packed house, good vibes. And I noticed she and I keep making eye contact, lots of stolen glances. She would look at me and look away. I'll look at her and then look away. for about 20 minutes or so. And I noticed her and her friend keep getting closer and closer to the area that I'm at. So I'm working up the courage to dance with her. Fast forward, she gets close, like within an arm's reach. So I was like, bet this is my chance. Don't be weird.
Is anyone else turned
and
on?
Within a second, I don't know what happened, but I started dancing with her friend. And I was so disappointed with myself. So my question is, how do y'all approach a baddie? I'm talking about the type to make a real nigga nervous kind of bad. Thank you.
Why does she sound like she's hiding out from her community? Like she came out, like, they don't want her outside.
Yeah.
Like
sound like
she's in the
stuck
bathroom.
in a bathroom. Yeah.
I feel like dancing with the friend.
That's an old school move, though. I'm not mad at that move of paying attention to the friend to get the attention of the other person.
If the baddie is what you want,
exactly. Fuck
like,
that move.
Was her friend at least bad too? Like, I mean, that's my thing. Like, is the friend?
I just think lesbians don't really have rules, so just whip out the strap that's in the jeans and let her know what time it is.
Yeah, scissor. I don't know, man. I think like you got to just be confident. It's the same thing as, you know, guys to girls. It's like, I don't like playing the game. I don't like being like, I'll do that. I don't like these ulterior motive game. Because then automatically I feel like nobody trusts anybody.
Yeah.
I just want to be direct with you.
Yeah.
I want to be like, listen, I think you're hot. Right now, you know, I want to dance with you. I'm wildly attracted to you. I don't know how long it's going to last because my therapist thinks I'm gay, but in the moment right now,
we're going to have fun.
I want to dance with you, and I want to see if, you know, I want to see if I can last more than 5 pumps.
Yeah.
Or if not, maybe I have a hot older brother.
Yeah.
And we can stream together.
Yeah. And we can stream together. I don't know, but I think confidence is key, man.
Absolutely.
I think like I don't like these, because then you know what it is too. I'm like exhausted by, like, if I was ever single again, it's like I don't have the energy to play the game with you anymore.
Yeah.
It's like I want to sit you down right away and be like, listen, I want to, you know, I'm wildly attracted to you. I have blood pressure issues. I could have a stroke.
Yeah.
Anytime.
And it's like, you know, like until then, like, let's just hang out, see where this goes. I don't want, like, I'm never going to get mad at you to get mad at me. I don't want to deal with any. I don't want to deal with any drama anymore. I don't want to deal with any anxiety. Like if my girl right now ever was like, it's over, like we're done. I don't think I'd ever get into another relationship again. I just wouldn't do it. Because I feel connected. I feel fulfilled by my kids. I feel fulfilled by my career. With the girls, it's like once it's an issue, I'll be like, you know what, dude? I get it. I get why you're mad at me. I don't want to deal with you at all anymore. I'm just exhausted. Don't you feel that way sometimes?
All the time.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know if I'm to the point where you, like you're saying, you wouldn't even want to get into another relationship.
No.
I don't even want to get to know anyone again. Just that whole exhausting, like, let me tell you about myself, and then we'll move on to the next conversation where we get deeper. I don't want to tell you my childhood. I'm done.
It's not even like I want to hook up.
I've done it with enough people.
Yeah, I don't want to hook up with all these girls. I'm not doing. There was a part of me that used to be like, oh, I just want to fuck. I don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
Like, that's dangerous. I don't want to invite strangers into my life.
Yeah.
I just don't want anyone to be mad at me anymore. Like, I don't want. It's like exhausting when it's like every day one of these girls is fucking mad at me.
Yeah.
My daughters, her, my mom. It's like I just don't want to do it. I like it where it's just like, dude, let's just be easy. I want life to be easy.
Yeah.
You could be a real estate guru with all those breakups, though.
Dude.
Just apartment after apartment.
Bro, I've moved
sublease
8 times in 9 years. That's wild.
Yeah.
8 full moves, and I still don't know how to pack it up shit.
Oh, my last spot, I just left it and just moved on.
Walked
to the next
away.
one.
I respect that.
Yeah, I'm not doing this. No, no.
See you later.
Here's the fee. Go ahead, take it. Just throw it out. I'm done with that.
Do you think that stems from having children, like for the two of you?
Yeah,
or
for sure.
Yeah, you just don't want to go through that, introduce someone to your daughters.
It's too much. And I'm telling you, I think it's a fulfillment. That, like, if you feel fulfilled, I think a lot of people get into relationships, and even me at times, like, you get it. You're like, I want, like, this person completes me. I feel fulfilled here. But if you're fulfilled by like career and me, my kids, it's like, I don't need this third fulfill. I just don't need it.
Yeah.
At least at this point in my life. Maybe I get to another point in life where you do, but like right now I'd be like, I'm happy with my situation, but if that changed, I'd be like, yo, what am I chasing here? I could also just throw on VR goggles and watch porn.
True.
You know what I mean?
You could definitely do that.
That's it.
Yeah.
I also don't know if I'd want to put another person in that scenario. I couldn't even think of the time I would have to even go out and date let alone really talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And now balance that. And then I feel like I'd just be stringing someone along. And now you have to be involved with a fucking
It's also
kid
that
and like
there's too many things. It's too many things to worry about.
Yeah.
I'm good. But I do think this lesbo should just be confident.
I've never
Stop
met
dancing around
an
with everyone
insecure
else's
lesbian
friends.
though. That's what's crazy. Most lesbians are the most confident people I've ever fucking
Of course,
met.
dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They'll grab your dick just to show like force.
100%.
Like they don't even like dick, but they just want to be.
Do you know a lesbian? I was listening to a lesbian talk the other day. She was saying that it's about
He's like just bird watching.
I live stream lesbian combos. And she was talking about eating pussy. You got to suck the clit like a guy would, like you would suck a dick, you suck a clit. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never realized that. You lick it, whatever. But she's like, no, you got to suck it.
Clit?
Suck the clit like it's a dick.
Yeah.
She was like, that's what you do. You suck that like it's a dick, and that's how you get them to squirt. And this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's weird that sucking dick is what made you realize how to eat pussy.
Right.
They just put it in layman's terms for us.
Yeah.
Like, oh, all right, that's how you do it.
Oh, okay.
Your therapist may have a point.
You've gone 39 years without sucking a clit.
I would do it, but I guess I would just do it wrong. You know?
Yeah.
Get a nice hard clit. You got it nice and hard, and you suck it. And I was like, this is it. I never knew.
It's like sucking on a small Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Let me see. I was texting my friend about. Let me
I thought
see.
you were about to pull a clit out.
No, let me see. Let me see.
Clips.
The VR.
Hold on. Let me see if I can. It was where the hell is this? I think where I had
While he finds that, Mal, what
sending the
age
screen.
did you start eating pussy?
My first time I ate pussy, I probably was 19.
For the first time that you ate pussy?
Yeah, probably like 18, 19.
And when did you lose your virginity?
16.
You ate no pussy in those 3 years of being sexually active.
Mhm.
You may not be the 8 that women make you out to be.
Well, this is also like this is also
that girl said
always
that.
gonna hate.
He been questioning that since that girl said that.
This is over 20 years ago, Rory. Let him
Oh
develop.
no, I've also done research and women come back with rave reviews against Mal. I fucking hate it.
Because I thought you couldn't eat pussy well if you had a short tongue. I have a short tongue.
Zoom in.
See?
Yeah.
And so, but then I was
you
told
measured
by
it?
this lesbian, no, it's just about sucking. You got to suck the clit. It has nothing to do with the length of your tongue.
Yeah.
Because I was always taking a negative mindset into eating pussy, and I wouldn't want to do it. I'd say I get a sore throat. I'm not good at it. My tongue gets tired.
Yeah.
It's not about the tongue.
No.
Yeah.
You suck the clit.
It's
what it is.
jaw movement.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm back at it.
Basically, you tongue kiss the clit. That's it.
Thank you.
From the gallery.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all.
Respectfully, do you think that will have your girl thinking you're cheating if you just show up in the bedroom the next day and know how to suck a clit?
It might be. Yeah, because I've been so bad at it.
That she may have some questions.
Yeah,
Like,
I
what's
think
going
that's-
on here?
Just been
Yeah, yeah.
mashing your nose on it for however many years.
Yeah, like what you know, and maybe I don't know, but that's the thing. It's like it's also too when you have kids, like nobody, you know, it's kind of sexless.
Yeah.
You know, you're just I'm too tired. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I subscribe to porn now.
Yeah,
It's weird.
You can't. That's the thing is you can't really jerk off. But when
Only in the shower.
when I'm on the
Or does you
road
feel
though,
weird?
what am I supposed to do? As soon as you get into, I'm away from my
cheap.
family for 10 years. I'll jerk off at the front desk. You know, like.
That's how you check in?
Yeah, bro. I'll fucking check. I'm a Marriott Bonvoy Rewards member. I could do that. So elite status.
Yeah.
So I you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you can't jerk off. This is the thing. It's so hard.
Yeah.
You know?
So no advice for the lesbian from any of us.
Be confident.
Be
That's my
confident.
advice.
Yeah.
Confident.
Yeah, then it's also when it's women on women, it's very rare that we see women call out other women for like sexual harassment.
Mhm.
Right? I'm
Right.
not saying that it doesn't happen, but like if a guy approaches it's almost dangerous for a guy to approach a strange woman in a club now.
Right.
Because you don't want to offend nobody. You don't know if it's like, yo, is this too aggressive if I approach her like this?
Right.
Like, with women, it's like, y'all know each other. Like,
Yeah.
y'all can just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
If you go through my girl's Instagram comments, it's basically just her friends sexually harassing her.
yeah.
Right.
But women
That's all
don't
it
look
is.
at it
Just
from other women like
Nothing
that.
but nasty compliments of how
the
amazing.
woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
all
the
sexual
Same
harassment.
thing with guy on guy too. It's just
Excuse me?
How do you know?
Ju-
Research?
Just we've seen gay cult. It's the same thing. They just saunas everywhere.
Yeah.
Like He has a sauna story from London that we haven't
It's
brought up.
wild. Yeah.
It's way crazier.
We
than
were
anything
not
I've
aware of this
experienced.
community,
Bro,
that was happening.
I was in the sauna
In front of the sauna mafia?
in London. Yeah, bro. It was
This is like
fucking-
last week too, right?
Dude.
Do this twice and they know.
It was a sauna situation. So I'm in the sauna, right? Just hanging out there, towel on, right?
Yeah.
But in the sauna, in a public sauna, in a gym.
Yeah.
This guy comes in and he goes, he was like, oh, you know, like he knew I was a comedian, right? Because he had seen me in the gym the day before. And he goes, oh, how was your show last night? I was like, yeah, it was good. And then he was like, oh, good. He was like, what'd you guys do, you know, after the show? And I'm just like, you know, he's like a regular guy.
Yeah.
I was like, nothing, you know, we went this place. And then I said, you know, we wound up at this place at 2:00 in the morning. It was called Meat Liquor. But meat liquor, like LIQUOR, like meat and liquor. And I never even,
How'd you miss the signs?
Yeah.
no, I know, but it's meat liquor.
Yeah.
And I never even thought about that name. I was like, oh, it's meat liquor. And like
Yeah.
my boy, we would just go there. They had like really good food and drinks. So we go to meat liquor. So I said, we went to this place, Meat Liquor. And then he goes, oh, is that a gay bar? And I said, no. I was like, like it was
I
calling
don't
up.
think so.
I was like, that's what I said. I said, I don't think so.
I was there for
And
the wings and mozzarella
Yeah.
sticks.
then he goes, you don't think it was a gay bar? You don't think you're gay? And I was like,
That's a tough question.
that's
in
a
the sauna.
I was
crazy
like,
line.
In the sauna? That's a
You've been
tough
talking to my
question.
therapist?
exactly. I was like, well, we're on BetterHelp. And so,
Code Rory Moore.
yeah.
Insert ad here.
Yeah. And so I was like, nah, man, I'm not gay. And then he goes, yeah, well, you're a beautiful man. And I was like,
You're gay.
okay. And then he put his hand on my shoulder.
Nice.
And I was like,
No.
whoa. And I said to him, I was like, listen, bro. I was like, I respect you and your community.
Yeah.
I was like, but don't fucking touch me. I was like, you know, like, do not, you can't touch me. And then he goes, oh, sorry. And then he stops and then he takes his towel off.
Yeah.
And he takes his towel. He's got his fucking dick. And I was like, holy shit. And then I was like, bro.
Locker room culture.
That's what I said. I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then he like the sauna was like box shaped. Then he stands in front of the door.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah, bro. And I said to him, I was like,
ISO.
Left
was only in there
left
for
the
like-
towel, right? Just on the.
yeah, like, yeah. And I was only in for like 8 minutes. And I was like, but I'm like, I'm not staying in here. So I was like,
You can get your full 15.
yeah. I was like, bro, I was like, listen, man. I was like, I don't want to have to put my hands on you because you're slippery. I was like, but you need to get the fuck out of my way. And then he just like looked at me and I was like, get the fuck out of my way. And I kind of pushed him out of the way and I left the sauna. I sucked my way out. No, I left the sauna and I went to take a cold shower because I just wanted to take a cold shower and like revitalize my energy.
yeah.
So I went to take a cold
to get the
shower.
trauma off you.
Yeah, dude. I take a cold shower for like a minute or two, like freezing cold, like
Yeah,
whatever.
rock
And then I
hard.
open the thing. He's standing right there. And so now I have shrinkage. I have a fucking turtle dick, just like long balls, no dick. And he's looking at me. And now I'm like, not only am I mad, but I'm also embarrassed. I'm like, this guy 5 minutes ago thought I was hot. Now he's like, this. Look at his dick.
Yeah,
he probably can't even eat pussy. And
Felt
then
he made a good decision by
Yeah.
passing on you.
And then I was like, bro, get the fuck out of my way. And then he just moved away. And then he just moved out of the way. And I was like, holy shit. And it was one of those situations where like I called my girl and I was like, what do I do here? I was like,
You
And then
felt you felt disrespected?
yeah, I told her this whole story. Right. And she's like, oh my God. I was like, do you think I should tell like the owner of the gym? And she's like, what are you, gay? and I was like, damn, I guess. So I just fucking pushed it down and I went and did my show.
Yeah. Suppress it.
Just
Suppress it
suppressed it, bro. Just
Oh
added
my
it to the
God.
list. But yeah, dude, sauna culture is so gay, and sauna culture in the UK is like allegedly like you're only going into a public sauna if you want cock. I did not know that. I was
That's
like, I'm
fucking
going here
crazy.
to sweat out last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I respect his routine though, because you know he's done that a lot of times.
100%, bro. There's no way he hasn't done that.
No, he
No, that's-
followed
that's
every
his spot.
step.
That's his spot.
First
Yeah.
he asked if he went to a gay bar.
Mhm.
Then he
Meat
said
liquor
no.
does sound gay in
Yeah.
retrospect.
So he thought he
yeah, to shoot him some bail.
He thought he hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
He didn't need to go through his steps
Come on.
anymore.
Yes, I should have said meat liqueur.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what you
That
said.
might have been gayer.
Yeah,
He realized that you weren't gay, then question, maybe you don't realize that you are.
right.
Once that didn't work, establish dominance, stand
Yeah.
in front of the door naked.
Yeah, I
Now
was
you're
like,
gonna have to get past me.
Yeah, I was like, what are you living in my thoughts? Are you my brain?
We were in Toronto last year, and Julian sent the text to us in the morning like, "Hey guys, I'm going to the gym to get some steam. If you want."
Well, that's okay.
Is that not what you said?
Steve is.
Yeah.
No.
A tour group chat.
What did you say?
I worked out because I got up and we got fucked up the night before we went to tequila thing. And I still wanted to get a lift in. I was trying to stay on routine. And then after I finished my lift, I said, hey, like the amenities here are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys like, I'm going to the steam room. If you guys like feel like, I'm not saying join me. I'm saying if you feel like shit, it's available at some point.
You said let's get a steam,
we go
fellas.
to this.
That's what you said.
Before we do the show, steam. That's pretty much what I was recommending.
Okay.
And
now after your experience in the steam room, was that not pretty?
It's, I mean, to kind of say, let's do a team steam.
That's not what I was saying.
It's kind of wild.
That should have been the name of the group chat at that point.
You
Team
should have
Steam.
went to the steam, did it, and be like, guys, I just steamed. If you guys want to go in, it's amazing. But you were like, hey, I'll wait for you guys to
That's
steam.
not what I said.
You guys want to all just hang out and
like it was
steam?
an Uber Eats order.
Yeah, dude. It's kind of, that's kind of wildly gay.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I get it. It's
That's all I've been saying. Like, that was crazy.
To invite your boys to steam is kind of
I
nuts.
didn't invite them to. All right, whatever.
It's crazy as fuck.
It was so gay that no one called him gay in the group chat.
Yeah,
Because that's on brand.
I don't
all the
even think
time
I
when someone said-
responded. I was
it
like,
was dead quiet for about a day.
Yeah.
I think I doubled down.
He's like, it's great in
Afterwards,
here.
I
He's
was
like, it's great in here.
Great, yeah. Because the steam is even gayer because at least the sauna is like, I could see everything. The steam is like, dude, it's just cloudy. And it's
you
just
could have a
green-
dick hit your forehead like this.
It's just cum
naked dudes
particles.
everywhere. And you're like, what? Anything can happen in a steam.
Well, that so much has
And we
happened.
know what happens in the steam room.
Exactly,
In the steam
bro.
room.
You have no choice.
Yeah.
So much has happened in the steam at the Equinox in Midtown, I believe it was, that they shut it down. It's they shut down the whole steaming is just it's a fuck fest. That whole culture is shit.
That's fucking
It's crazy, dude. Gay guys
Sucks.
get wild in the steam room.
And I just learned about that app that you mentioned on your last episode. What was it called? Shiffies? The one where it's like
Where you could get happy endings?
you just know where you just it's like a grinder to the max where it's like
Yes.
it's not by miles, it's by feet. So if I'm on here and it's like, hey, I'm in the sauna at the thus and such Equinox, I'll be here for an hour. So and so's 50 feet away. And then you can just like coordinate fucking and hookups or whatever.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. I know what you're talking. Yeah. It's
So pretty much the bathroom attendant that gives gum out is the one that would jerk you off
anybody. Yeah.
Honestly, that'd be a nice side gig. Yeah, that'd be a nice hustle if
at the club bathroom.
that's your thing. But it's like
If you're
it's
that
like,
horny at the club, go home.
Go home.
But that's the thing. Like the gay, you can just pull up and fuck. There's no repercussions.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's kind of like it's animalistic.
Especially with prep now, you can do whatever. It doesn't.
Oh yeah. With prep, it doesn't matter.
Nothing matters.
With prep, because nobody gets AIDS anymore. That was the only thing stopping, like the gay community. But AIDS is pretty much eradicated.
Wait,
with
Biden
prep.
got rid of the AIDS? He should run on that.
Prep.
I didn't know.
I know that prep stuff. I think you still get like chlamydia and herpes in your butt. And
Yeah, but
gonorrhea.
I mean that's
whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Take a pill.
Yeah, you're
AIDS
fine.
is the biggie.
Yeah.
And I don't think you'll get it anymore as long as you're actively taking prep.
Nice. Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't really cured AIDS.
It looks like it became like it proved in 2012. So it's been on the market for a while, and then it looks like 2018, like a better version of it came out. So it's just like the Wild West.
Prep 2.0.
Prep 0.0.
Kids don't fear AIDS like we used to fear AIDS.
Kids don't fear.
Everybody thought they were getting. Everybody thought they had AIDS at one point, right?
Yeah.
And we all thought we had AIDS.
Yeah.
Anytime
we all
someone
were
coughed,
convinced we had HIV.
for sure.
Now these
I
kids they're not scared of shit.
Dude, I was so uneducated about AIDS. I was like 19, and I thought that like you could get HIV or AIDS, like not like we didn't have to, like the girl didn't have to have it, but if my DNA mixed with her DNA in some type of bad way, we could create AIDS and one of us would get it like that. So I would ask my aunt, who's a nurse, to test my blood for HIV and AIDS like on a weekly basis, where they thought I was gay. And I was like, no, I just don't know whose blood and DNA I'm mixing with. And they were like, are you retarded?
Yeah, but weren't you also studying medicine?
Yeah, I was going to say you're in medical school.
No, that came a few years later.
Thank God.
That came a few years later. I mean, I literally was so uneducated about AIDS, but now I know everything there is to know about AIDS.
Prep,
so
it's
at
all
me,
good.
What type of physical therapist do you think you'd be now?
dude, bro. First of all, I was a pediatric physical therapist. I was working with the kids.
Oh wow.
And but now I think if I was going to do PT, honestly, if I was going to go back to physical therapy, I think I'd go back. The kids, it's great. I worked at a school like for disabled children. It was great. The kids are great. You get out every day at 3:00. Summer's off.
Yeah.
You're on a school schedule. Full health benefits, it was great.
Yeah, make sure they don't have AIDS.
That's it, bro. Nobody's
Stretch
getting
them out.
AIDS.
Nobody's getting it.
None of these kids have AIDS anymore.
Yeah.
And then, I
Great
like it.
times.
We have one more?
We can do another one. I think this one, I've been saving this one for a while, but it seems fitting for Chris.
Does it have anything to do with AIDS?
Yes. No.
Great.
What's good, Rory, Maul, Julian, Demaris? My name's Kev. I'm from Jersey. So I'm calling to get your guys' perspective on something I've been just curious about for a while. So every time I bring somebody home to meet the family, they don't speak Spanish. And I'm first-gen Colombian, so my parents speak fluent Spanish and very broken English. I know how their perspective is. We've had that convo, and as long as it's a good person, it's a good individual, they don't care who I bring home. And they'll speak as much English as they can to get to know the person and kick it. I know my perspective where that's not a deciding factor if I will date somebody or not. But I'm curious of what is it like when you go to a family function or just meeting your significant other's family and there's that big culture barrier that you it's hard to communicate fully with the parents, with the aunts, uncles, and if you're at the dinner table type thing, the whole conversation is in a language you can't understand. And of course we do the little translation on the side, the cousins could speak English type shit. But overall it's 90% something the whole day you can't really understand what's going on. What does it really feel like being on that side of it? And what are I don't know, some stories, good or bad, that y'all have with that scenario?
I never had a scenario where I was at a girlfriend's family's house and nobody spoke English. It was obviously Spanish. The one time I was dating an Italian girl, I was scared to meet that family.
Mm-hmm.
Why? And once, I don't know. I don't know why I was scared to meet them because the father was cool.
They're very progressive people.
The mother was amazing. But once we went to the dinner, I loved the family, and they it was like we were family. The uncle greeted me, hugged me, kissed me on the cheek. I was kind of weird. I was okay, that's what they do.
Yeah.
One of the greatest dinners I've ever had in my life, but never had a dinner where I didn't know the language.
I think too that the world we live in, you could just Google Translate everything. There's no reason, you can literally open up your Google Translate app and it'll listen to it and then put everything you want that they're saying in English. So I don't think that should be a barrier.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is whatever. They can't. I mean, my family speaks Spanish. I know they're probably talking shit about me.
Yeah.
But whatever. I deal with it.
Yeah.
Just poke your ear up for Gringo and
that's it, bro. Yeah. So I guess he's bringing home. He's saying he's bringing home girls that don't speak Spanish at all.
Spanish.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, that shouldn't be.
I've dated a lot of West Indian women, and it's still broken English. But when you get a family that is really, really from the West Indies, first generation, it is still very hard to understand full blown patois or even Guyanese broken English.
Mm.
They're usually religious, so you sit there and you smile and you say,
Amen.
"God, because of God."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Praise God. Just smile.
Love God.
Whatever they're saying, you can say praise God as a response, and you're probably going to be okay.
Mm.
Anything that they're saying.
That's it.
Just sit and smile.
I would just go, I love roti. I would just say that every few minutes.
Roti.
I love roti. Shout it out. I love roti. I love Sean Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a debate on here about a month ago. And I just want to get your perspective on it. We had a debate on whether or not Chris Rock is an A-list celebrity.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Chris Rock is an A-list celebrity.
Thank you.
We felt like that. Rory didn't feel like he was A-list.
You don't think he's A-list?
Because his movies suck.
All right. See, this is where we change narratives on this podcast, which I do as well. Never said his movies suck. I don't think he's A-list because he's not Tom Cruise. He's not Brad Pitt. He's not Denzel. He's not Will Smith. These people are box office A-listers. It's not an insult to say that Chris Rock he's an A-list comedian.
Do you think Jerry Seinfeld's A-list?
Unfortunately.
Right, but so I'm saying, so Jerry Seinfeld doesn't have big hit movies
at all.
But Chris Rock, you know what I mean?
They will give Jerry Seinfeld, even though he's tanked on his last few movies, he has gotten every single budget that an A-lister would get for Jerry Seinfeld.
But the same way with comedy, the same way you would say, that old saying the definition of comedy, you have Jerry Seinfeld's picture in Jerry Seinfeld's picture will be next to the definition of comedy. So will Chris Rock.
Mm.
Chris Rock
for
is
sure.
The most influential, but
I agree.
But
that's a separate conversation.
But it's not, but you're saying you're not A-list because of the movies.
Mm.
He's not an A-list celebrity. He's an A-list comedian. He's one of the greatest of all time and would never take that away from him. He's not an A-list celebrity.
Is Adam Sandler an A-list celebrity?
Yes, he is.
So you see, I think even though Adam Sandler's made more movies, Adam Sandler and Chris Rock are in the same.
They're the same guy.
They're on the A-list.
Yeah.
No. Not even close as far as movies go. an A-list celebrity type thing.
But like, why movies? You're getting like movies is what makes the A-list for you. Like, it has to be movies.
It's a big portion when it comes to A-list celebrities. I feel like movies are a big factor in that entire thing.
It has to be movies if you're in entertainment.
It's a huge factor in my opinion. A-list comedian for sure, but A-list celebrity, no. But I also think Donald Trump is an A-list celebrity. Like, those are A-listers that we're talking about.
But I think
he's just an A-list comedian.
For me, A-list would be if you have like 90% of the population knows who you are. Mm-hmm. Like, if you can get 9 out of 10 people to be like, I know that guy's or person's first and last name. Mm-hmm. I think Chris Rock, 9 out of 10 people know that is Chris Rock.
Absolutely.
Also, his name, Chris Rock.
If we're going by
that is a name synonymous with comedy. Be like, what do you think? You're Chris Rock over here?
Right.
Like, it's literally part of the lexicon.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's the case of 90% of the people knowing you, all right, Ted Bundy, A-list celebrity. Like, just people just knowing you.
Absolutely. All right, then one of the best.
What's the point of the alphabet then? Like,
we
why
know
can't
what the point of the alphabet is now? Like,
it starts at L.
Yeah. Just say you want your A-listers to be white.
Yeah.
Just say it. You piece of shit.
The A-list is reserved for whites only.
Yeah.
It's Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise.
That's it.
It is funny though, when somebody like asks me like who's my favorite comedian, I'll always be like, because it's Louis C.K. Yeah. I'll be like Louis C.K., Bill Burr, and then I'll always be but I love Chappelle, love Chris Rock.
Yeah, you always
just gotta balance it out racially. Love those. I mean, they're the fucking best. Yeah. But I think Chris Rock is 100% an A-list. That's me. A-list comedian, A-list celebrity.
Jokes aside, what is the point of doing the ABC list if we're just going to throw everyone that's notable in A?
But that's
we
not
didn't throw everybody that's notable.
We talked about
that's not people.
Well, I brought up this whole conversation started because I was in West Village like a few weekends ago and I saw Alec Baldwin walk by and then a few minutes later saw John Hamm and I was like, I had an A-list sighting weekend. And and then Roy was like, well, Alec is A-list, John Hamm is not.
No, John Hamm is A-list.
And then I said that.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, the fuck he's not. And then we got on the Chris Rock.
We just started throwing names.
Right. But it's also like who's like a big deal. It's also subjective, right? Like, you guys are big in music. There's big music. I don't know much about music at all. Mm-hmm. So like, I may not know someone that's like an arena level. I have no idea who they are. So to me, they're not A-list musically, but somebody else might be. Mm-hmm. So to me, I guess comedy is my world. Of course, Chris Rock is A-list. And I'm doing that thing where I'm separating it from comedy. Yeah. I'm saying he's an A-lister. I mean, the guy, isn't Chris Rock like hosted the Oscars?
Yeah.
Right? So I mean,
I don't think you can host the Oscars and not be.
Yeah, you have to be. It is the A-list ceremony. It is the award
is Ricky
for the
Gervais
movies.
A-list?
Of course, bro. He hosts the Oscars. Jimmy Kimmel. They're all A-listers.
I think Jimmy Kimmel is A-list.
Yeah. They're all. If you've hosted the Oscars,
but Jimmy Kimmel's A-list, but not Chris Rock.
It's a difference. He's literally every single night for the last 20 fucking years on TV. That's an A-lister. Jimmy Kimmel's an A-lister. He moves. He changes the market. Chris Rock. It's going to sound like I'm hating on him. He's one of my favorite comedians ever. Does not change the market.
Chris Rock, it doesn't change.
He does, bro. He was the first comic to do a live stream special on Netflix. Wasn't he number one?
And did the market change?
Yeah, people do that now.
Yeah, the roast was live. Based on how the success of that went, they've done like multiple live events.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if it was his idea, but he was chosen.
Changing the market?
He was chosen by Netflix. If they were like, they had a radical idea, let's live stream stuff. They're like, who's the comic that can get us the most eyeballs? They pick Chris Rock.
Mm.
Okay, so back to John Hamm as an example.
Is Dave Chappelle A-list to you more than Chris Rock?
In the streaming era, yes. Yes, in the streaming era when he shows up to Netflix and the deals that he gets for the longevity that he does, that is an A-lister to me. It's not a talent-wise or back catalog-wise. Yes, he's more of an A-lister than Chris Rock when it comes to the streaming era. Completely.
See, the thing is, you can have this conversation over because it's a subjective thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know, it's people's opinions. But
do you think someone like Denzel Washington would say, yeah, me and John Hamm are peers?
I think, well, it goes back to, we were talking before the show started, like comedy, like music, you would never, like you would say Jay-Z and, I don't know, so Jay-Z and like the Beatles are peers, but they are musically totally different people.
Because those are both A-list acts. To your point before, of take out the little bubble world we live in. Even the acts we know can sell out arenas, but some people don't know who they are.
Right.
A-listers to me are reserved for everyone on fucking earth knows who that is. And
I mean, I don't think there's anybody. I mean, dude, like there's
it should
people
be reserved.
who don't know.
B-list is fine.
Right.
It's okay
but
to
saying,
be
there's
B-list.
people who don't. Yeah, but that's like a crazy thing. I mean, there's people who don't know who like the Pope is or like Barack Obama or LeBron James. There's people who are just idiots. They don't know.
Mhm.
But I think if you take a normal entertainment consumer, just a normal, 90% of them would know who Chris Rock is.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make them A-list. To me,
From a notoriety standpoint, I think there's more stuff involved in it as far as what budget you get,
right?
what type of movies you do, like who you are within this whole sphere of entertainment. Like,
right. But I think
Will Smith and Chris Rock, outside of their whole thing, I'm just saying, if those two walked into a network, do you think that those two A-list celebrities are getting the same deal?
Will Smith and Chris Rock?
Yeah.
If I think they're worth the same money to network executives.
Bad Boys franchise just passed $1 billion yesterday.
Yeah, that's
Will
fine.
Smith is an A-list actor.
Yeah, but you're talking. You're
Okay, is
just,
Martin Lawrence A-list?
No.
But he's in the Bad Boys movies with Will Smith.
Okay, so everyone that was in a Robert De Niro movie is an A-lister because they were next to Robert De Niro?
No, my point is,
What the fuck are y'all talking about?
You use
different.
Bad Boys as the example, but
can't- you
Martin
don't have
Lawrence
Bad
is as
Boys
important to Bad Boys as Will Smith
all
is.
right,
So that's
if it was Chris Rock and Martin Lawrence for Bad Boys, do you think it's reaching $1 billion right now?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
you can't
Maybe.
do the.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I'm saying from inception, Bad Boys started with Martin Lawrence and Chris Rock. That franchise is reaching $1 billion in 2024. Chris Rock wouldn't exactly, right? Because he's not A-list.
Oh my God, that's such a bad.
How is that a bad analogy?
But also in your point, when you said to Chris, like if they walk into the same building, are the executives going to give that? Well, then you're targeting something that Will's better at, the acting side of things. Okay, would they give Will Smith the same amount for a fucking comedy special as Chris? No,
I'm not even saying movie-wise, anything with a series. Chris Rock Everyone Hates Chris is one of my favorite sitcoms ever. That's still not proven the way everything Will Smith has done. He's going to walk in and get a crazy bag where Chris will get a good one. They're just a different level, which is fine.
I'm not saying I would argue Will Smith has more money than Chris Rock because you make more money in the movies than you do on tour. But as far as like notoriety on an A-list, I think Chris Rock is as known as Will Smith.
Yeah.
I think they're both equally as I go by my mother. My mother, who's just a 65-year-old white lady who's just she knows who Chris Rock is and Will Smith is. She knows those two.
And that's why I think Chris Rock is a B-list celebrity. People know who he is.
Oh my God.
I go off the mom thing as well.
Right.
But do you think your mom saw Ali or did she see Down to Earth?
My mom.
Did she see I Am Legend or did she see Pootie Tang?
Yeah,
Right.
But this Will
My
Smith
mom's a
movie
Pootie Tang fan, but we know that about her.
This Will Smith movie.
Everyone knows
that Will Smith movie on Netflix. I've never seen that shit. When he's like an
that
alien.
awful one where he plays like a cop.
My mother never
Bright
saw
or
that
something
shit.
like that.
Everybody
so
has
fast.
movies that people didn't see. That doesn't mean that you're not A-list. Some people just have bad movies.
Okay, 7 Pounds, New Jack City. Should I continue?
Everybody's seen New Jack City.
Yeah, I feel like my mom's seen that.
Who hasn't seen New Jack City?
I would like to question your mom on New Jack City.
But my mom,
You don't
to
watch
your
black
point,
movies.
my mom maybe doesn't watch those
Poetic
movies, but
Justice
she
is
watches
one
his
you watch.
comedy specials.
Sure.
He's just coming
He's
at
an
it from a
A-list
different
A-list comedian.
But I think you're getting hung up on the medium. Like you can be an A-lister and Joe Rogan's an A-lister. He doesn't have any movies because his medium is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's an A-lister for sure.
Right.
Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, I guess he's in movies, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like the movies are like
saying Joe Rogan is an A-lister and Chris Rock is not is fucking crazy.
it's wild thing. Yeah, it's a wild thing.
I think Chris Rock is way more known than
Yo,
Joe
I fucking
Rogan.
hate this podcast.
Speaking of,
who has more of a chance of putting together a presidential debate, Joe Rogan or Chris Rock?
Well, Chris
see,
Rock
now
played
you're,
the-
again, you're
You guys give me examples then. I'm just throwing shit out.
cherry picking things that fit the person you want to be the A-lister.
I'm saying with
Chris Rock
certain
put
genres, there's a ceiling. No offense to comedians, but until they move into acting, there is a ceiling with stand-up comedy.
I think that Chris
Not-
Rock
not
he could put together something amazing with Trump.
Yeah.
I think Chris Rock and Donald Trump sitting down together would be some of the most amazing shit we've ever
Of
seen.
course, that would be amazing, but would it happen? No. There's an actual chance that Joe Rogan and Donald Trump will sit down together.
Yeah, because
he's an
they
A-lister.
cool with each other. They fuck with each other. I don't know if Chris Rock fucks with Donald Trump.
He was definitely in the clubs with Donald Trump.
He probably was. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I seen Joe
I don't
Rogan
know.
and Donald Trump together at some UFC event 2 weeks ago.
The way for Kevin Hart to have to sell out a stadium doing stand-up, He had to go into other arenas to do
So Kevin
that.
Hart's an A-list.
For sure.
You're saying that.
Without,
Okay, yeah.
without question.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he sold out the Eagle Stadium.
Yeah.
Of course, because of his stand-up comedy, but that was because he went into other realms with movies and everything else. That brought him to that space to do
Right.
stand-up in a fucking stadium.
Right.
There's a ceiling as a stand-up comedian. It's a huge ceiling. It's fucking arenas. It's great, but you can't move on past that without movies. So that's why I compare Chris Rock and Will Smith in that regard.
Is Kevin Hart
Also, Chris Rock has been doing movies since the beginning of his career. He's also a movie star.
is Kevin Hart as big a celebrity without doing movies with The Rock?
No, that helps. Of course that helps.
All right then.
But he was able to do a movie with The Rock as damn near the co-star because he had done a million movies before that where he was the lead. Kevin's been an A-lister forever.
Listen, I think that Kevin Hart is an A-lister. I think that The Rock is an A-lister. I think that Chris Rock is an A-lister.
Yeah.
That's all.
So then how come Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle for 10 years made jokes about how Kevin Hart is A-list and they're not?
It's called jokes.
Yeah, but they were serious.
I don't know if they were serious. I think they was kind of laughing at the circumstances. Like,
No, they made
we're
jokes out of
funnier
a
than
real...
They probably feel like
we're funnier than
this
him,
guy.
and he's an
I think
A-lister.
that's
yes.
where it derived.
We're
I know,
funnier
but-
than this guy.
Okay, now all of a sudden, comedy bits aren't derived from truth.
No, we're saying the truth is Kevin's not funny. They're clearly
Kevin's don't do that.
superior
Kevin's-
comedian.
He may not
Yeah.
be your style of comedy, but Kevin's funny.
Commercially, Kevin's
There's
funny.
levels to an A-list,
Yeah,
but he's Chris Rock's
okay,
on it.
levels-
if you want to
levels
say
to
is he
an
at the
A-list, how
top
about
of the
A, B,
A-list?
C, D? How about the alphabet?
Okay, yeah, then yeah, but top of the A-list is like I don't even know. It's like beyond celebrity. Like top of the A-list would be like LeBron
Cristiano
James,
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo,
Yeah.
the Pope, Barack Obama, like
Yeah.
just figures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's the top. And Tom Cruise.
Mhm.
I would say, yeah, if you ask me, is Tom Cruise more famous than Chris Rock? I would say technically yes, but they're both on the A-list.
And they've
Yeah.
all tried to make me sound crazy. My point this entire time is, why can't we just go with the alphabet? If the Pope is A, why can't Chris Rock just be B?
Because there's levels.
Why
of
does he
A.
have to be an A-list
Because he's
celebrity?
A1, A2,
Yeah.
A3.
That's
we
what you
to
have
do
B,
letters
C,
and
D, and E
numbers.
for.
That's crazy. All right.
Didn't we have one more?
I didn't.
Gordon Ramsay, A-list.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
Well, he took a shitty fall on his bike.
Good.
And he's got, look at that.
Oh my God, that's what Peach's liver looks like.
What do we think really happened here? Fell off a bike.
That's wild. That's a wild bruise.
It's very specific. Like,
Oh.
it's almost like shaped up.
Nah, he took
What
a
is that?
fall. That's his helmet.
That's his helmet after
Holy
their
God
fall.
damn.
How fast was this guy going?
Yeah.
Those
Get
bikes,
on a Peloton,
I mean, that's
guy.
a nice
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah, but
Damn.
he does the triathlons and shit like that. Like
A
Gordon Ramsay is like,
bike
that's
will
his work.
fuck you up.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
You'll die on a bike.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a
Those
couple
type of
bad
bikes.
That was the
You know,
one thing
like
he
what?
said.
30,
that was the one
40
thing
miles
he
an hour?
said in the video. He was like, we have to wear helmets because I'm pretty sure his helmet saved his life.
I believe it.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean,
It looks like it based on this.
I want
Yeah.
to know what he hit on his side.
I had a couple bad. Last summer, I had one pretty bad fall that it was either smash the curb and destroy my bike or to hit the brakes, see what happens. Because I was going to go flying either way.
What happened?
I opted for the brakes. I ended up going like 15 feet, like just launched over the handlebars, like full front flip, and just like slid, like broke the fall with my hands. Kind of landed like
Ooh,
face
rip the skin
first,
off.
ripped both these off clean. And just like a couple, like whatever side I ended up leaning on fucked me up. But
Well,
helmet-
in the city?
oh yeah, on the west side bike path.
God, you got to feel like such a dick when you get up.
Oh, yeah.
All the people just like, you
Well,
look
luckily
like
there
an
wasn't too many
asshole.
people. It was
I
just
feel
me.
like the embarrassment and adrenaline keeps you from feeling pain because you just feel so fucking embarrassed looking around. Like,
Oh my
somebody
God.
just see me do that.
Yeah,
I've
and then
had,
you got to
like-
grab your handlebars and your hands
Like-
like spaghetti.
Yeah, you're just bleeding.
Since
Hey,
I-
can you help me? Ugh.
Well, I was with my friend, so he was able to help out. Since I've been biking for like 4 years now in the city, I've had two. That was the worst fall. I've had one other one which wasn't as bad. But my instinct every time something that happens is to just laugh because
I
I,
mean, you
was
have to.
fine.
What are
So
you
I
on
just,
the bike in the city for?
Why
Just
not?
walk or take this. You're
No,
going to
but
get hit by
I do
a
it
car.
for exercise. I'm not like going to meet my friends at a
You're
bar.
on a
Like
Peloton.
I live in a fucking apartment. Where am I going to put a Peloton?
Anywhere in the apartment. You're going to get hit by a car, dude.
No, but I bike. Well, I wear a helmet, and when I'm on a real ride, I'll take the west side path or like dip into Central
How
Park.
do you
and
expect
do
to
it.
get pussy when you're wearing a bike helmet?
I'm not looking for pussy on the bike. That's
Dude,
not.
literally, a girl could see you big, think you're the hottest guy ever, and then you're like, let me take my bike helmet off and talk to you. You can't, dude. If you're gonna ride the bike, then you gotta go hard, bro.
Yeah.
No shirt on, no protection. This is not what women want.
Funny thing, before we get out of here, he named his bike. His bike has a name.
My God, dude.
It's called Frozo. Frozone? Frozone.
Let me so a girl be like, oh, tell me about this Julian from the Rory and Mal podcast. Well, he wears a bike helmet.
Yeah.
He named his bike, and he always wants me to go in the steam room. You'd be like, oh, so he's gay? I think so.
Calls the crew the Steam Team.
Yeah, the Steam Team. If you guys don't rename your group chat the Steam Team, I don't know what you're doing.
That's happening.
Yeah, I gotta take some notes from Peeje.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get out of here. Chris, thank you, man. I know you got a show. I think the 22nd, Caesars in
Atlantic City. Headline, co-headlining with Sam Morrill. And then we got a show in July and a show in August. ChristyComedy.com for tickies. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I may be going to go back on the road next winter. Yo no say.
Yo no say. I gotta catch Chris live.
Come through, man.
That's this Saturday.
That's this Saturday in AC. Come down. It's almost sold out, so just come down.
Well, I mean, you
just come down.
You would list us, I hope.
Yeah. Well, I was telling to the fans in the steam room. Oh yeah, I'm doing one with Nimesh Patel, Julian. There you go.
Nimesh Patel.
There it is.
There's your
I thought that was Julian.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I definitely gotta catch. I gotta catch.
Oh, you have your glasses here. Didn't these get lost at some point?
I lost them. Yeah, that's. I'm no longer Chrissy glasses.
Is your dad going to give you a pep talk before walking into the AC casinos?
Yeah, no, my dad was a big, it's all about sports gambling with him. No card games. So he's just like, I'm not allowed to watch sports. But I don't even know what the hell my dad's in Tampa on fucking dialysis right now. He doesn't know. He doesn't care anymore.
Shout out Chrissy D for coming through, kicking it with us, man. We appreciate you. Definitely gonna come catch your show in Atlantic City, hopefully. I gotta see you live, man.
All right, boys.
It's been another episode of Rory and Mal. I'm that nigga. He's just Ginger. Peace.